Before you can break free from what's holding you back, you have to recognize it. Too often people stay stuck, not because they aren't capable of moving forward, but because they aren't aware of what's keeping them from growing. You can't fix what you don't identify. Barriers come in many forms. Some are external challenges in life, difficult circumstances, or opposition from others. But the most dangerous barriers are the internal ones. The ones you don't always see, the ones that disguise themselves as normal thoughts, habits, and beliefs. These are the barriers that silently keep you from stepping into your full potential. One of the greatest barriers people face is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. Fear has a way of magnifying obstacles, making them seem bigger than they really are. It convinces you that staying where you are is safer than stepping out in faith. It whispers, what if you fail? What if you look foolish? What if it doesn't work out? And before you know it, fear has built a wall between you and your destiny. Another major barrier is self-doubt. You may have a dream, a vision, something deep inside telling you there's more for you, but then doubt creeps in. You start thinking, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't have what it takes. Doubt will keep you in a cycle of second guessing, causing you to shrink back when you should be stepping forward. Some barriers come from past experiences. Maybe you tried before and it didn't work. Maybe you were hurt, betrayed, or let down. The pain of the past can create invisible chains that hold you in place. You begin to expect disappointment, assume things will never change, and before long, you stop trying altogether. The weight of old wounds becomes a barrier between you and the future waiting for you. Then there's the barrier of negative thinking. Your mind is the battlefield where victories and defeats are decided. If you constantly tell yourself, this is just the way I am, things will never change, I'll always struggle, then you're putting limits on your own growth. Negative thinking creates mental roadblocks that stop you before you even start. Sometimes the barrier is the people around you. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. If you surround yourself with people who drain your energy, discourage your dreams, or keep you stuck in the same old patterns, it's going to be hard to move forward. The wrong influences can plant seeds of doubt, keep you from believing in yourself, and make you question the very dreams God placed in your heart. Recognizing your barriers is the first step to breaking them. When you become aware of what's holding you back, you take away its power. Your mindset is the steering wheel of your life. The way you think shapes the direction you go, the opportunities you seize, and the obstacles you overcome. Long before something happens in your reality, it first happens in your mind. If you believe you are limited, stuck, or unworthy, you will live in a way that reinforces those beliefs. But when you shift your mindset, you shift your life. One of the most powerful truths about mindset is that your thoughts determine your actions. A person who believes they are capable will step forward with confidence. A person who doubts themselves will hesitate, shrink back, and miss opportunities. What you tell yourself daily becomes the foundation of your decisions, habits, and expectations. If your inner dialogue is filled with thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I never get any breaks, or things never work out for me, then you will unconsciously live out those statements. Your mindset also affects how you handle challenges. Life is full of obstacles, setbacks, and delays, but the difference between those who rise above and those who stay stuck is not their circumstances, it's their mindset. A person with a limited mindset sees a setback as a permanent defeat. They say, this is just my luck, or I knew this wouldn't work. But a person with a growth mindset sees a setback as a setup for something greater. They say, this is just temporary. I'll learn from this, or this is making me stronger. Another important aspect of mindset is what you focus on expands. If you constantly focus on what's wrong, what you lack, and what's not working, you will magnify those problems in your life. But if you train your mind to focus on what is possible, what is good, and what can be done, you will start seeing doors open that you never noticed before. Your brain is wired to find what it's looking for. If you expect failure, you will notice every reason why things won't work. But if you expect victory, you will start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. Your words are a reflection of your mindset. The way you speak about yourself and your circumstances reinforces what you believe. If you constantly say, "I'll never get ahead, I'm always struggling," or "nothing good ever happens to me," you are reinforcing a mindset of limitation. But when you start speaking words of faith, strength, and expectation, "I am growing, I am capable, good things are coming my way," you begin to align your mind with possibility instead of limitation. A strong mindset requires intentionality. It doesn't happen by accident. You have to train yourself to reject negative thoughts, replace self-doubt with confidence, and choose faith over fear. The thoughts you entertain today will shape the reality you live in tomorrow. The past has a way of holding on. Even when we're ready to move forward, it lingers in our thoughts, plays in our emotions, and sometimes even dictates our actions. If you're not careful, the weight of past mistakes, disappointments, and hurts can become a chain that keeps you from stepping into your destiny. Letting go isn't always easy, but it is necessary for growth. One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck in the past is unresolved pain. Maybe someone betrayed you, walked away, or hurt you deeply. The wound may have healed on the surface, but deep down the pain is still there. It affects how you see yourself, how you trust others, and how you approach new opportunities. You tell yourself you've moved on, but the moment something reminds you of that hurt, the emotions come rushing back. Unforgiveness, resentment, and bitterness don't just hold the other person hostage, they hold you hostage. Carrying around that pain is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Another way the past keeps people stuck is through regret and shame. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you handled a situation poorly. Maybe you look back and think, "If only I had done things differently." Regret is a heavy burden. It replays the past like a broken record, reminding you of what you should have done, what you wish you could change. But no amount of regret can rewrite history. The only thing it does is steal your ability to embrace the present and build a better future. Some people struggle to let go of the past because of missed opportunities. They look back at the doors that closed, the relationships that ended, the chances that they didn't take, and they convince themselves that they lost their one shot at success or happiness. They live with the mindset that their best days are behind them, that they'll never get another chance, but focusing on what you lost blinds you to the opportunities that are still in front of you. You can't step into new blessings if you're still mourning what's behind you. Letting go of the past also means releasing old identities. Maybe you've always seen yourself a certain way because of what happened to you. Maybe you've been labeled by your failures, your struggles, or the mistakes of others. When you hold on to those old labels, you limit yourself to a version of you that no longer exists. Just because you made a mistake doesn't mean you are a mistake. Just because you went through a difficult season doesn't mean that's all your life will ever be. The past will try to define you, but you have the power to rewrite your story. What happened to you was real, the pain was real, but it doesn't have to dictate where you go next. The only way to truly step into your purpose is to release what's behind you and make room for what's ahead. There is a reason you are here. You were not created by accident, and your life is not random. There is a purpose inside of you, a unique calling, a gift, a mission that only you can fulfill. Deep down you feel it. You know there is more for you, more to experience, more to accomplish, more to give. But stepping into your purpose requires courage. It requires faith. It requires letting go of excuses and stepping boldly into the destiny that has been waiting for you. One of the biggest reasons people don't step into their purpose is self-doubt. They think, who am I to do something great? Who am I to start that business, write that book, lead that team, or make a difference? But the truth is, greatness isn't reserved for a select few. Purpose isn't something only other people get to walk in. If you are alive, you have a purpose. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have every step planned. You just have to take the first step in faith. Another thing that keeps people from stepping into their purpose is comparison. It's easy to look at someone else and think, they're more talented, they're more successful, they have more opportunities. But purpose isn't about being like someone else. It's about being who you were created to be. When you compare, you lose sight of your own path. You weren't designed to fit into someone else's calling. The gifts, the experiences, the perspective you have, no one else has them exactly the way you do. What you bring to the world is valuable, and no one can fulfill your purpose but you. Stepping into your purpose also requires leaving your comfort zone. Purpose is never found in places of safety and routine. It requires stretching, growing, and taking risks. It means being willing to step out when you don't have all the answers, when you don't know how it will all work out, when the path ahead is uncertain. But every person who has ever walked in their purpose had to start somewhere. They had to take a leap of faith, trust in their calling, and believe that what was inside them was greater than the obstacles before them. Fear will try to talk you out of it. Distractions will try to pull you away from it. Delays may make you think it's too late. But purpose doesn't have an expiration date. No matter what has happened in your past, no matter how many times you felt like you missed your chance, your purpose is still waiting for you. Every experience, good and bad, has prepared you for this moment. You have everything you need to take the next step. The only thing left to do is move forward in faith. Your words have power, more than just sounds coming from your mouth. Your words shape your reality. What you speak over your life, your future, and your circumstances creates the atmosphere you live in. Words can build up or tear down, bring life or destruction, open doors or shut them. If you want to see growth, breakthrough, and transformation, you have to start with what's coming out of your mouth. One of the most important truths about words is that your life moves in the direction of your declarations. You cannot speak defeat and expect victory. You cannot speak failure and expect success. When you constantly say, I'll never get ahead, nothing good ever happens to me, or I'm just not smart enough, you are reinforcing a mindset of limitation. Your words are planting seeds, and if you continue to speak doubt, negativity, and lack, you will eventually see the fruit of those words in your life. Words not only shape your reality, but they also shape your confidence and identity. Many people are trapped in a cycle of insecurity because of words spoken over them in the past. Maybe someone told you that you weren't good enough, that you would never succeed, or that you didn't have what it takes. If you aren't careful, you begin to internalize those words and they become part of your belief system. But just because someone spoke it over you doesn't mean you have to accept it. You have the power to rewrite your narrative. Instead of repeating the negativity, start speaking words of strength, faith, and possibility. I am capable. I am growing. I am stepping into greater things. The words you speak over others are just as powerful. Your words can encourage, inspire, and lift people higher, or they can discourage, wound, and hold them back. A single sentence can spark confidence in someone's heart or crush their spirit. Parents, the words you speak over your children will shape how they see themselves. Leaders, the words you speak over your team will determine how they perform. Friends, the words you speak to each other can either strengthen or weaken your bond. Every word carries weight, and once it is spoken, it cannot be taken back. The way you talk about challenges and setbacks also determines how you experience them. When you speak negativity over a situation, you magnify the problem. But when you choose words of faith, you shift your focus from the obstacle to the opportunity. Instead of saying, this is impossible, say, I will find a way. Instead of saying, I'm stuck, say, I'm learning and growing through this. Words have the power to shift your perspective. And when your perspective shifts, everything changes. If you want to change your life, start by changing your words. Speak life over your dreams, your relationships, and your future. Speak what you want to see, even before it happens. The more you declare words of faith and expectation, the more your life will begin to align with them. Your words have the power to shape your destiny. Use them wisely. Growth takes time. Breakthroughs don't always happen overnight. Success isn't instant. In a world that glorifies quick results, it's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen as fast as you want. But just because you don't see progress yet doesn't mean it's not happening. Trusting the process means believing that everything is working together for your good, even when you don't understand it. One of the hardest parts of trusting the process is waiting. No one likes to wait, especially when they know they're capable of more, when they've put in the work, when they've been faithful and consistent. But the waiting season is never wasted. It's in the waiting that your character is built, your faith is strengthened, and your foundation is solidified. A tree doesn't sprout the day after the seed is planted. There's a hidden season where the roots are growing beneath the surface, unseen but essential. If the roots don't grow deep enough, the tree won't be able to stand when the storms come. The same is true for your journey. What feels like delay is often preparation. Trusting the process also means letting go of control. You won't always understand why things happen the way they do. You won't always see how the pieces fit together. Sometimes doors will close that you wanted to walk through. Sometimes opportunities will slip away that you thought were meant for you. In those moments, you have a choice. You can either get frustrated and try to force things to happen on your own, or you can trust that there is something greater unfolding behind the scenes. What looks like a setback might actually be a setup for something better. Another challenge in trusting the process is dealing with failure. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to feel like you've made a mistake, like you're off track. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every great leader, innovator, and achiever has faced failure. The difference is that they didn't let it stop them. They saw failure as feedback, a lesson that refined them and made them better. If you see failure as final, you'll give up too soon. But if you see it as part of your growth, you'll use it as fuel to keep going. Trusting the process also requires faith in unseen progress. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean nothing is happening. A lot of growth happens beneath the surface where no one can see it. Muscles don't grow after one workout. Businesses don't succeed after one attempt. Relationships aren't built in a day. Progress is often invisible before it becomes undeniable. That's why consistency is key. Even when you don't feel like it, even when it seems like nothing is changing, your efforts are adding up. Every step, every lesson, every challenge is shaping you for what's ahead. The journey to success, to fulfillment, to becoming all you were meant to be is not always easy, but it is worth it. There will be detours, obstacles, and moments of doubt. But if you stay the course, if you refuse to quit, if you keep showing up even when it's hard, you will get to where you're meant to be. The process is shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you. Trust it. There comes a time in life when you have to stop waiting and start moving. A time when playing it safe is no longer an option. A time when you have to step out of your comfort zone and take a leap of faith. Bold steps don't always make sense. They don't always come with guarantees, but if you want to step into greater things, you have to be willing to walk forward, even when you don't have all the answers. Faith is not about having certainty. It's about having trust. One of the greatest enemies of bold faith is fear of the unknown. It's easy to stay where things are familiar, where you feel in control, where you don't have to risk anything. But nothing great ever happens in the comfort zone. Growth requires movement. Progress requires action. The breakthrough you've been waiting for isn't going to come while you stand still. At some point, you have to take the first step, even when you don't know exactly where it will lead. Many people wait for the perfect moment before they move, thinking they need more clarity, more resources, or more confirmation. But the truth is, bold steps of faith rarely come with perfect conditions. If you wait until everything is lined up just right, you'll never move. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be reasons to hesitate. But when you step out in faith, you activate something powerful. Doors begin to open. Opportunities start appearing. The right people come into your life. Things you never could have planned start falling into place. Not before you move, but because you moved.